I think this laptop needs to go in the bin.
Speculating.
No,
speculating how?
No. You don't have it. That sort of privilege on this podcast is earned, not given. But I know you don't, but that's fine. For me, this is top tier. Where would you put this? You're going to say bottom, aren't you?
Yeah, bottom tier.
God, so miserable. As for the bikes, they look the same. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ahead of the Apex, our first MotoGP podcast of the year. I am once again in the fortunate company of Jake. Say hi, Jake.
Hello, everyone.
And today we are going to be looking at the MotoGP 2026 liveries. And I can imagine this is going to be quite a quick podcast because, that is like 2025 copy-paste. Like for most teams, it is just copy paste. I don't know if you've had much chance to look at them in your free time, but sweet Jesus, it is just. I know 2026 is like a filler year for MotoGP.
Yeah.
But I mean, really, this is the crop that we've got. I mean, I already thought it was lazy last year that KTM went, yeah, our bikes will be running exactly the same livery in KTM and Tech 3. Never mind what they've done this year, which is just ridiculous. I should clarify, for this recording, it is currently the 16th of February, 2026, and we have any information available up to and including that date.
Yep.
Very important that we should, because over the next few weeks, we're going to be doing lots of recordings, and these episodes will be coming out when it seems most appropriate for some of them to come out. Right?
Yeah.
We talked about this on the way in. There's no point in putting the speculation podcasts for Formula One and MotoGP out after the first race.
Yeah, it seems kind of...
And we have two weeks to go, and I've got 4 recordings to come out in the next 2 weeks. So it's going to be a bit tricky. How are you, man? I haven't even asked that. We've been together for all of 20 minutes, and I haven't even asked that.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Good. You ready? Let's start with Aprilia. They are at the top of the alphabet. I think it's alphabetical.
I mean, it is, but then you've got G in front of D.
Yeah, but Gresini are technically BK Gresini.
Okay.
Okay, Aprilia. So, I am hopefully... So, for the F1 livery podcast that went out last week... I unfortunately lost the video recording of this clip, and instead I put on the pictures of the bikes, of the cars. This episode I will try and do the same, but hopefully I won't lose the recording. That would be great.
Touch wood.
So they will appear wherever Jake's face is, over Jake's face on the recording. Aprilia first, and oh boy. It is just the same bike, isn't it? I mean... So the 2025 bike is, how do I describe it for audio listeners? So the 2025 bike was a black bike. It says Aprilia down the side of it. Half of that is white, half of that is red. There are some red stripes that run horizontally across from the petrol tank all the way to the back of the bike and over the back where the back seat should be. It says Aprilia on the front wing of the bike. And then there are some red sponsors, some white sponsors, the number on the front. They were very keen when this bike came out to show Martin's number 1. They can't do that anymore. Sponsors plastered all over the bottom of the bike. I mean, look, it's a MotoGP livery, so it's going to be a base color with sponsorship stickers on the front.
Pretty much.
That's kind of how it is. The 2026 bike, Jake, how different is it?
Less red.
Do you think? Oh, they've got a blue stripe, to be fair. Is that a blue stripe? Next to the red stripe? Sort of just there on the front, bottom of the front brake cover. That looks to me like it's a blue hatch on top of the red hatch.
Yeah, but it doesn't go anywhere else.
Yeah, it's on the tank, look.
Oh, yeah, I can see it now.
It's on. Well, is that the tank? It's the front of the tank.
Is that to replace the fact that the sponsor on the back, where the seat is no longer there? Do you think?
What do you mean?
So on the 2025 bike, there was a sponsor plastered across the bit where you sit.
Yeah,
next to
okay.
it,
Yeah,
and there isn't on the 26.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's an evolution of last year's bike. Let's be honest. Instead of it saying Aprilia, it now says Aprilia with a lion at the front, and it still says Aprilia on the front wing. The front wing is now more detailed. Haven't even considered that the bikes look different. The different rear wing, different front wing, different swing arm, it looks like, and different brake covers. But generally speaking, it is the same livery as last year. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
That's a lot of black, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, compared to the rest of the grid, I'm not against having a black bike because it stands out a bit more, but I wouldn't register the team as a whole if, outside of motorsport as a black bike.
Yeah.
Like KTM, I register as an orange team.
It's an orange brand,
It's an orange brand.
Yeah.
Aprilia is not a black brand like that. So it's a little bit disappointing, but I do like the fact we have a black bike on the grid.
Do you think the blue and red is for the Sterile Garda?
Possibly.
Sponsor?
Possibly. I don't know whether they've got a official title sponsor or whether they're just
listed as Aprilia Racing. They don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it.
Yeah, it's not.
I think it looked good last year. It will look good again this year. There are no night races apart from Qatar on the calendar, so it's not like the bike needs to stand out anywhere. And these bikes always end up covered in rubbish and rubber and crap and all sorts from the road. So I like it. For the F1 liveries, we did sort of, this is my top tier sort of bike. So would you put this as your top tier of bikes, in the mid tier of bikes, or in the bottom tier of bikes?
I'd say it's in my top 3.
Top three?
Tier. Yeah. It's a nice bike. And I think because there's such a broad range of colours, it's quite difficult to place it outside of, like, in the bottom section.
Sure.
Because there's such a broad range, it's very difficult to pick which one. It's like, oh, I don't like that one. But I just like it. It just looks nice. And with the overalls and with the rider on it, it just looks solid.
Sure. For me, it's firmly in the mid tier. I don't think it's the best on the grid. It's very plain, but kind of like that. Okay, let's move it on to BK Grazzini, whatever they're called. BK Grazzini Racing MotoGP. That's what they're called. Okay. It is the same bike. I think that's fair to say. They've shown, I think the bike on the left that I'm going to show in the video and the bike on the right are both the GP25, because that is Alex's bike on the left and Firmin's on the right.
Yeah.
Okay. Both of those are the GP25. So the winglet's looking the same is the same. The front wing's looking the same is the same. The stance of the bike is the same. That is the GP25 in full form. There is the main difference here is that they've gone back to blue on blue.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think colour-wise, yeah. I think there's a little bit of sort of around the sort of front wheel intakes at the front of the engine. It's quite low down. I think they've adjusted them a little bit.
I'm trying to look.
But it could just be the image.
The red Aspina sticker looks the same. The red modal.
Yeah.
The yellow, the white modal looks the same. I think they've got rid of Federal oil. But Ollie looks in the same place.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a slight difference with those air intakes.
I guess a bit more.
That is the GP25 when they launched the livery last year. That's the GP25 that Mark finished with at the end of the season last year, and
yeah, it could
there'll be a few tweaks in here and there. But,
yeah.
A lot of black carbon at the back of the bike, which I'm not a fan of.
They don't have a weight limit, do they?
They do. What's the weight limit? MotoGP.
Because I'll be very surprised that the one on the right, Mark's last year and sort of Grissini's this year, are pushing the weight limit because they was fine last year, won the title.
So it's 157 kg, which is 346.1 pounds for those who work in Imperial, and that's without rider and without fuel. So that's dry weight.
Yeah.
So maybe they're pushing it, but Mark's bike was painted.
Yeah.
So what's in Grissini's paint? Lead. It's got a different front fender. Squarish. You see? Here.
Yeah, it's a little more sharp.
That's square and that's round.
Yeah.
That's almost concave.
It's also shorter.
That's very 90 degrees.
The new one's a bit shorter.
It's the same livery, look, and it's the same livery as it was 2 years ago, because before they went silver on blue, they were blue on blue. It's the same.
Mark,
it's the same. There is barely any change there. Maybe a couple of sponsorship stickers. They're in a different place. They obviously drew in a lot more money and attention this year because of Alex's supposed title push last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they're filler years. I quite like this bike. I don't want to say it's top tier. I actually want to put it slightly above Aprilia.
I'd say it's top of mid-tier for me.
Yeah, I think it is for me too.
It's nice. It's just there's a lot of sponsors.
Yeah, I think it is for me too. It's just a satellite bike, so it's got lots of sponsors on it.
Yeah,
but
it kind of ruins the colour.
But I like this. I like that it's a different. It's different to everything else on the grid. There's no red. There's no black. There's no
orange or blue.
Stupid orange or blue. Yellow or whatever. It's just it's unique, and when you see it, you know that it's a Grissini bike. So yeah, top of the mid tier for me. It's above Aprilia. For you, I guess it's below.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Any more on this one?
No, I think that's everything.
Factory Ducati. Now, obviously, in the reveal pictures, which will be over Jake's face, obviously the lighting is really poor because what Factory Ducati don't want is people copying their design. Even though that this year they released the GP25 with the new livery on it, and last year they released the GP24 with the new livery on it, and both of those bikes are basically the same because they've been the same for some time now.
Yep.
The thing that stood out for me was last year they went very, very, very bright red as the highlight color.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because of Mark, is what I was led to believe.
Yeah, because his number is usually red.
Because his number is usually red, absolutely. And with Pecco, they did the numbers in black, but the bike liveries were the same. And they are again this year, but they've gone back to that very dark red. Ducati dark red. The Panigale dark red. Yeah?
Yeah.
And in place of the bright red flashes, they've gone white. They've put white sort of accents, highlights over the wheel cover at the front, over the side of what are they called? Fairings, and the inlets of the wings, the loop wings, and again over the back. So basically where was red, bright red, is now white. It reminds me a lot of Casey Stoner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of that sort of era.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, similar. Very similar.
I wish they put some pictures up in proper lighting of these renders, but they haven't.
No, of course they haven't.
But Mark's kept his red on the number.
Yep.
Pecco's gone full white on the number.
Do you think that was his choice?
Yeah, I would say so, because it was black last year.
I don't know.
Why would that not be his choice?
I don't know. I'm just speculating. Speculating how?
Oh, well, you don't have it. That sort of privilege on this podcast is earned, not given. But no, I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be. The bikes look roughly the same, even though one is the GP25 and one is the GP24, but roughly the same. From what I've seen of the bike, the GP26 on track, it's roughly the same as well. Mark was running sort of a GP25, GP26 hybrid last year anyway, so I don't expect it to change too much. I quite like this, and for me, this is top tier. But that's also because I am a Ferrari fan and a Ducati fan, and I like red with white. And it's not controversial to like the Ferrari livery this year, and it's not controversial to like the Ducati livery this year. And don't let any of your friends tell you otherwise, because mine did in the last podcast. No, I like this. Do you not like this?
No.
Why?
Because I liked the light red on dark red, and I didn't like last year's was a lot better. I didn't like the white. I don't like the white on red. Like, I just didn't like it on Honda last year, and I don't like it on this year.
Okay, sure.
So I'd say it's low tier for me, but also I am very anti-Italian motorsport teams.
Brilliant, of course.
So
I like the white stripes in the background of this reveal picture, and I think they match the ones up the side and the ones over the top by the looks of it. So I don't know if you can see, but behind the numbers, it looks like it's got two racing stripes that go over, and I think they go over the tank and they go over the back.
Yeah, they also go up the side as well. So
they also go up the side, which, you know, it's very
Ford.
It's very Ford. And actually, when I play the MotoGP game, I do this color combination of red and white stripes across the helmet. So, Ducati, you owe me some money. Lots and lots of money. I've got documented proof.
Well, you could
from 3 years ago.
They could just give you a Ducati bike, no?
From 3 years ago, you owe me lots of money. No, I mean, I like it. I know you don't, but that's fine. For me, this is top tier. Where would you put this? You're going to say bottom, aren't you?
Yeah, bottom tier.
God, so miserable. As for the bikes, they look the same. Not much change. Also, not much to see because Ducati did this up a mountain in a dark studio. So absolutely nothing to read from this bike whatsoever, but it is already going fastest, so yay. All right, Honda. So I'm very excited for Honda this year, but what I'm not excited for is telling the difference between these two Honda liveries. And I had to double take when I did these because they are exactly the same. And the only thing that separated from them for me is the rear wing, because this is Marini's bike, and the rear wing on the 2025 one isn't there in the renders of the 2026 bike. So I was like, yes, that's the new bike. Also, the cooling fans at the bottom look slightly different, and the fender, the underneath the seat, the sort of fairing underneath the seat is shorter. Apart from that, they are the same bike. Would you not agree?
The cover at the front, the wheel cover at the front is a little bit different.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Okay. One's round, sort of does that, concave, and the other one is more square. Yes. Okay. Fine. But
yeah, no,
it's the same red, and it's still got the Michelin man in the middle, and it's still got the HRC logo on the front.
It's the same.
But that's the same, right? Or am I just being stupid? I know they're pictured from different sides, so the bikes are pointing at each other. But
I don't think the livery's changed to be a different livery. I think it's changed because of the bike being a newer bike.
So you think the livery is the same, but it just looks a little bit different because the bike is completely different?
Yeah.
I mean, completely different,
Yeah,
right?
I think that's why the livery has changed.
They've now got air intakes at the bottom,
Yep.
air intakes on the side, which weren't there. There's less going on in this region around the engine than there was last year.
Yep.
The tail is much tidier. The exhaust is almost hidden away. The tank's got some weird cutouts out of it, which it didn't have last year. The front fairing above the driver looks slightly more upright than it was flat.
It looks up sort of...
Maybe that's just aspect ratio.
Twist more sort of arched in and up.
In fact, the only thing that looks the same is the front wing.
Yeah,
and the air intake at the front.
Looks like a cut and paste, doesn't it?
That looks the same, but the bike is completely different. And then they've just gone, right, just respray with last year's livery.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I don't like this.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't like the Honda racing colours. I'm sorry. I miss the Repsol Honda days.
Yeah, when you get used to such an iconic brand in a motorsport with a set colour pattern and then they change it, you just can't.
But what's weird is Honda's racing colours are not red, blue and white. And I know what I'm going to say next is going to make that sound really weird. HRC, which is the Honda Racing Corporation. Is it corporation or company?
I think it's company, but I could be wrong.
Anyway, Honda Racing something. Their colours are blue, red and white. But classically, Honda used to race with silver and red.
Yeah.
Even in MotoGP. Well, it wasn't MotoGP at the time, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like these colours. I like them together. I don't like this. I don't know what it is about it. The red feels too much.
I think part of the issue with this bike, I think there's three things. Obviously, Repsol Honda was such an iconic brand.
Yeah.
And it was such a unique livery on the grid that's gone and you just can't get used to it. 2, Castrol just doesn't look right.
The Castrol doesn't work.
It just doesn't work. It's a great sponsor. I understand why they've done it because it's just replaced Repsol. But it just doesn't work in that location. And 3, there's, again, too much red.
There's too much red. And it's
dark blue, white with a bit of red would be nice.
And I know we've just said, well, you said you like the Ducati from last year, and I still like the Ducati from this year and last year, which is all red. But this is too much red for Honda.
It's too much red, bearing in mind that it has white and blue in there already.
So for me, this is bottom tier. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
Honda.
Same.
But just as you're about to get onto LCR, let's talk about LCR. So last year's bike with the Castrol green and the Castrol red and predominantly a white base, love that bike.
Yeah.
That looks phenomenal. This year's bike, why? Why have they done that?
I don't know. I don't know whether
put
it's
the blue in from the Honda Racing HRC team. Why have they done that? I don't know.
Yeah. It last year's was sort of very good. I was very disappointed that we didn't see as much of
we saw
LLC last year.
We saw it win a race.
Yeah, but outside of that, we didn't really see it. We saw it crash most of the time.
All right.
But I don't know whether it's the camera shot, like the actual photo of the new bike, or whether it's something else.
Yeah.
But that green isn't the same green.
I know what you're saying.
And it just doesn't look right. It doesn't look right.
I think you're right. I'll be ready to see it on track, but I don't like that either.
Yeah. Like, if you get rid of the blue, I don't think it's too bad then, and replace it with sort of the lighter green that you had last year, then it's fine. Because I like the fact that these bikes, at least LRC, the sponsors aren't just flat, they do curve up the bike.
Yeah, like that.
And it kind of has a pattern of it flowing, which is quite nice, like air, and it definitely gives that sort of aerodynamic feeling. But too many sponsors and the wrong green, and why blue?
Correct. It looks like they're too try-harding to move it to HRC.
Yeah.
I like it. Bike looks good though. The actual structure of the bike, the upgrades they brought to it.
We can see the Honda bike a bit more than we can on the other one.
Well, they are the same bike this year, and that is promising, and the bike is showing good pace. So bike looks good, but fix the livery. That green is horrible. Corporate would like you to find the difference between these two pictures.
But they're the same picture.
Yamaha. Now, I am old enough to remember Rossi's Yamaha with the bright blue, with the bright yellow, the fluorescent yellow. I don't know if I like this Yamaha. I don't think the blue is blue enough, and then the black Monster logo just looks like the bike is black. And then they have just not changed anything this year. There's an extra sponsor there. That's it. And there's an extra sponsor there.
Yeah, I mean, it is. We know it's a brand new bike. It's not that they've
no, it's very clearly a different bike. Yeah. I mean, the front wing is different. The front fairing is different. The front wheel cover is different. The front air intake is different. The bottom of the side fairings is different. The tank is different. The seat is different. And the rear wing is different. It's all different.
Yeah.
But then they just went, let's paint it exactly the same as last year and the year before.
And you don't quite know whether that little patch of silver that comes down it, whether that is actually part of the livery or whether that's
frame.
Just the frame exposed.
That's the new frame. Because if you look, it's black on the other bike.
Yeah. Like, that's going to change, you can guarantee it.
That'll change because they'll put a carbon swing arm on and then it'll be black.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, that will change.
It's kind of a little bit shorter at the top, a little bit tighter at the back. But other than that, it's pretty much looking the same bike, and the wings on the front are completely different. But
the wings at the front, everybody seems to have gone away from these flop wings at the front and gone to the single sort of mustache wing at the front, and they've gone to this sort of square loop like Ducati.
Yeah, I understand why.
I get it. I just don't think I like this.
Yeah, just I understand why they've put the Monster logo so much, but again, I mean, we both love Monster, but do you really need 3 logos when you're looking at a bike?
So my question is, does this look better than a Pramac?
Yes.
Yes.
Does it look better than what we've had already?
I think this is bottom of the mid tiers. I think it looks okay. I don't dislike what they're going for as much as I dislike them not trying.
It would be nice to have a completely different livery, but it's better to go safe than regret it.
The blue is nice, but it's just dulled out by everything else being black.
Yeah.
And then the Monster logo split across the fairing so that it doesn't look right.
I think if we didn't have sort of BR46, having Monster green would be kind of cool. Just a full Monster green bike, but...
Your eye's okay.
Yeah, they're fine.
VR46 is not Monster green.
It's very similar.
It's not even close. Yeah, bottom of the mid tier for me.
Same. We also didn't place LCR. Mid tier.
They are middle of the bottom tier for me. Tell me that is the same. This is VR46.
Yeah.
Please tell me that yellow is the same as that Monster green, because it's not. And it's right there, look.
I know.
The Monster logo is right there. So the VR46 bike pictured over Jake's face is the GP25. Pictured on the left is the GP24. We've seen enough GP25s now to know that that's the GP25. They have basically removed the white.
Yep.
So last year's bike was black at the bottom, yellow at the front, and then white blending into the yellow at the front. And they've gone back kind of to how it was the year before, where they were black and yellow, but they've only really blacked out the tank and the bit by the driver's kneecaps.
There's a bit more sort of yellowy green in there, but
there's way more yellowy green there because there's now yellowy green over the tail.
Yeah.
And but then the rest of the white has been replaced by black. Basically the same sponsors. Maybe the VR46 one is slightly bigger, but basically the same set of sponsors. Seems they've lost eBay. Oh dear. Oh no! How will we ever sell our items? But I like this. I don't think I like it from an artistic perspective because the yellow is hideous, and I don't think I like it from a yellow-black perspective of those two colors working well together, particularly in sort of the metalcore scene that you and I listen to. Yellow and black is very popular at the minute.
Yep.
I don't think I like it from that perspective. I think I like this from a racing bike perspective of, let's be real, these are base colours to stick stickers onto. And you won't forget where the VR46 is.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked the white and yellow last year.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
I thought it was...
It's nice.
Because obviously they're on TV, so they need to stand out. Every bike needs to stand out somewhat.
Yeah.
Right, to get the sponsors in.
Yeah.
The white and yellow didn't necessarily stand out, but when you're looking down, if there's a shot down the grid or down a part of track that the bikes are coming onto the camera,
yeah,
it stood out because it had green at the front. Same thing kind of works.
Yep.
But from the side, it doesn't stand out as much.
No, I guess not.
I don't think it's an improvement, but I understand why they've done it.
Yeah, so my favourite VR46 livery was actually the Moto 2 one that's like black with the yellow and orange stripes up the side.
Yeah.
Really like that bike, but it doesn't stand out very much. I get why they've done this, and I get why they've changed it to just black. Because
I think the drivers' uniforms are more yellow.
Well, so I've heard rumours that the reason they went for black on the bike is because they wanted black on the overalls, because it would hide scuffs and dirt from when they keep crashing into people, falling off. Not sure whether that's a joke or not, because it's true that would be the case. But anyway, I get why they've changed it, because you don't want to look the same as last year's bike when the bike's basically all the same as last year's bike anyway. I would put this under Aprilia in my mid-tier.
I'm kind of conscious of what's to come, but I would put this at the top of the low tier.
I'm also a bit nervous about what's to come, because I don't think I've put enough early bikes into my top tier. I've got Ducati in the top tier. That's it.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, I think I've put 2 in low tier, haven't I?
Have I got Grazzini in top tier?
You might do. You
might have to now. Okay, so I think Aprilia is better than this, but I think this is pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, I've put Aprilia in my top tier. I don't think this is as good as that.
Yeah.
If I'm comparing the 2 bikes from VR46, I think it's low tier. But if you compare it for the rest of the grid, I think it's mid tier, but at the bottom of mid tier.
Yeah.
I just don't like the black. I don't like it. The black and yellow, I don't like it. It's too common at the moment in terms of colouring for everything, putting just black on everything.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, we watch Formula One, they do it to save weight. I just don't like black on motor vehicles in sports.
Yeah.
Just because it feels like they're trying to reduce weight. If the full bike can be painted, paint the full bike. If the car can be full painted, paint the full car.
Yep. Okay, Pramac Yamaha, Prima Pramac, whatever you want to call them, Alpine, whatever. Do you see why I didn't notice?
Yeah.
Do you know what really drew my attention to it was actually the front wing. I was like, I thought Yamaha had switched to a square front wing, and they have, apart from on the Pramac. We're here to rate the liveries, and that is shit.
Yeah.
That is the same as it was last year, except they've replaced Alpine with Alpine21.com.
And they've moved some sponsors around.
Not many. Not many at all. And it's still blue in the same blue places, and it's still got a purple strip on it for Pramac.
I mean, last year, it was a nice livery. This year, no.
How can you say that? They're the same livery. How can you say that it was good last year and it's not this year? The only difference I can see, because that is last year's aero package on this year's chassis, because you can see the silver chassis.
Yeah.
That was on the previous Yamaha is the silver chassis. That's the only difference I see there. They are the same bike.
The reason why I think last year's it was better, even though it's the same livery, was because it was new.
Was it? This is just an Alpine WEC car and an Alpine F1 car with purple stripes on it.
Yeah,
it's hideous.
I do agree. It's not the greatest livery of all time.
It's not even the greatest livery on this list. In fact, for me, it's the worst livery on this list.
I mean, it's not it's low tier for me.
This is the worst. This is as bad as it gets.
Because I think there are better, but it's not so ugly I can't look at it.
I don't want to look at it anymore. I'm going to move it off screen. And I would like you to also move it off screen because that's hideous and I don't want to talk about it. So where did you put it, sorry?
Low tier, I think. I think that's all my low tiers done now.
Bottom tier. Okay, so for me, that's the worst as it gets. Okay. Last year, KTM released their liveries for their factory KTM team and their Tech 3 team. And the only difference, as far as I can tell, is that on the back of the bottom of the bike, on the factory bikes, was green, and the Tech 3 bikes was red. Jake, am I correct?
Yep.
This year, they did a big launch and announced that they will be running the exact same liveries.
Yep.
So, yeah. It's the same. And it's not just, well, that kind of looks the same. It is the same. And they've said it's the same.
Yeah.
Is this because they've got no money?
Possibly.
Yeah. I don't dislike it though.
To be out of all the liveries, I think is the easiest to look at and the easiest to just go, yeah, it's all right.
And here's my conundrum. If I put the factory KTM team in the top tier, I have to put Tech 3 in the top tier because
honestly, I think they count the same. If they're the same livery and the only difference is sponsors, I think it's fair.
I know the way around this. I do know the way around this because Trackhouse have launched 2 liveries.
Yes, they have.
So I'm going to put KTM firmly in my mid tier. I like the Red Bull blue. I like the Red Bull logo. I like the orange KTM. I like the way this looks. I like the way it's simple.
Yeah.
But it's not top tier for me.
For me, it is, though.
Okay. But then that's your top tier full, no?
I've only got 2, that and Aprilia, I think.
Yeah, but how can you say KTM, Red Bull, and Tech 3 are not top tier?
I'm including them as one.
You included them as one team?
Yeah.
Okay, so Red Bull at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, I mean, I'm down with it. That's fine. Yeah. That's absolutely fine. I do like this livery. I just don't think it's the best.
It's very recognisable as well.
It is very recognisable. Trackhouse Aprilia.
Yep.
Okay. So, obviously, they're going to be running their blue livery for 90% of this season.
Yes.
But, we got this last year too. The Gulf livery. Okay, so I'm going to rate them differently.
Same.
Last year, obviously, floppy wing Aprilia with less aero. It was predominantly blue for the whole front of the bike with the Trackhouse logo on and some yellow on the wheels and the bottom of the seat and some black stripes. This year, much nicer. They've got this whole like banner that runs up the bike with the black and the yellow logo. They've got a stripe that runs up the middle with the black and the yellow number, and the rest of the bike is that lovely blue. Distinctive blue. It's not the same as the Yamaha blue, and it's certainly not the same as the Red Bull blue. I like this. Yep. I like this. I think this is a strong bike.
It's a massive upgrade to what it was last year. Massive.
Massive. And it's distinctive.
Yeah.
For me alone, that is my second top tier bike behind Ducati.
For me, I think it's the best livery on the grid.
I think
the blue one.
I think that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it's, it works. It doesn't just work because it looks nice. It works for a racing bike.
It works for a racing bike. It
works for standing out.
Yeah.
And it works because it looks nice.
Yeah.
And it works for artistic merit with the stripes going up the bike because when the bike squats, they'll all go flat. And when not, it looks like it's in motion.
Yeah. But like the other thing is merch and suits and equipment.
Distinctive
stands out, where your stuff is.
Yep.
The suits look exactly the same.
Yep.
They've got the green stripes going up the sleeves.
Yep.
It is just nice. It just all works.
It just works together. There's nothing that looks out of place.
No.
Now the Gulf livery.
So we've had 2 of these in Formula 1, haven't we?
We have. Last year's Gulf livery looked nice. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, bit too much orange, but nice.
No, bit misplaced orange. The orange being wrapped around the front of the bike that way and over the tank, wrong. This is an orange stripe that runs from the front fender all the way up the front fairing, all the way over the tank and all the way over the back into the wings. And then there's also a stripe that runs underneath the driver's bum. I like this, and I think this is the best of the bunch. And I'm sad that we're only going to see it like 3 times.
Yeah, that's the reason why it's not in top tier for me.
But I like this so much.
I do too, but I'm conscious that obviously they can't run different liveries. That's just how motorsport works.
And it hurts me because obviously this was a Ford GT colour scheme.
Yeah.
Then it was disappeared for a while. Then it came back recently in F1.
Well, McLaren and Williams, yeah.
Yes, with
both
McLaren.
Both those liveries were very similar to this bike as well.
I like this a lot. I think this is the best of the bunch. But you're saying because you're only going to see it a handful of times, it's not top tier. If Ayagura runs this all season long, oh baby.
Yes, I'm going to need to change my pants.
Yeah.
I really like that blue Trackhouse.
Yeah, so for me, it's Ducati. Well, it's the Gulf livery, Ducati, the blue Trackhouse.
I think it's blue Trackhouse, Aprilia, KTM, and then the Gulf livery in top of mid tier.
Yeah, okay.
Because again, if you could see both at the same time, one driver have one driver have the other, or rider have the other.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. But because it's only there for 5 races and it's 20 race season nearly?
It's quite a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's more than that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 22.
22. Yeah, that's less than 25%. Nah, to me, that it kind of wastes the effort to make that livery look good.
You get good at maths.
It's not difficult.
Okay. So, yes. So, for me, Gulf, Ducati, blue Trackhouse in the top tier. At the bottom, it's HRC, LCR, Pramag. Everything else is in the middle, but I would say probably the Aprilia is top of that list. I think. Looking back at it, I think the Gresini is too samey, blue on blue. Yeah. I like the stealth black. Yeah, that just edges out at the top.
Yeah, for me...
That's close. If you were to exclude the Gulf livery as a top tier livery, then the Aprilia sneaks into the top tier. Yeah. And yeah, I like the Red Bull livery. And the Yamaha livery sort of at the bottom. If you were to eliminate one from the bottom tier, that would slip into bottom tier.
Yeah. For me, I think it's the blue Trackhouse, Aprilia, the Red Bull one, and then the Gulf livery at the top of mid tier. Bottom, it's difficult to say, but I think Pramac is in there. Ducati's in there. I just don't like the white.
Yeah.
And probably LCR just because of the colour change on the green. It just doesn't, it's just not a nice green. It's pushing vomit green.
Yeah.
And I think if you remove one of them, I think VR46 drops in there just.
Sure.
Just the black. I love the white and green.
Okay. So we're going to end it there. We're going to end that one there. Yep. Thank you for joining me, Jake. And thank you for listening at home. We will be back next week in your ear holes for some... What are we releasing next week? Next week will be...
F1 related?
F1 related, thank you. Yes, something to do with F1. I don't know what order these are coming out in. Stay safe out there and enjoy. Motor racing is back, or has been back, or will be back soon.
I mean,
whenever this comes out.
Formula E, it's never left, but you don't.
That's because I'd rather watch hairdryers race.
You can do that too.